Brad. I'm with Claire, and this is work advice for me. Yeah, that's the old way I used to say it, Claire. I used to go, "This is work advice for me," but I don't do that anymore. Now Claire's on here. I don't do the dramatic pause. Claire, you ever do a dramatic pause with your husband just for effect, just to be like, you know what? I'm not happy with you right now. And you just let him think. You throw it up, you lob it. You hadn't been married long enough to really incorporate that into your holster yet, probably.
Honestly, I do the whole I finish a conversation and then as soon as he's like on his way out the door to go into another room, I'm like, actually, and he has to turn around. And that really gets him. Really gets him.
The actually, well, how you been, Claire? You been good?
I've been excellent. How are you, Brad?
Good. It's good to see you. I was telling you this off air. I'm so excited that I will be moving into my house in 9 days. I'm excited about that. To
What's the
get out of
first
this
thing you're gonna unpack?
my podcast equipment, of course. I mean, I have to, right? Ashley, host of Locks of Laughs on the Hopecast Network, is moving tomorrow from Los Angeles to Miami. So she's got a pretty big move ahead of her. So two of us are moving within a week.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, she's got a lot on her plate. So, yeah. But Claire, we have a lot. If we have people watching or listening right now, we have a lot of things to talk about today. First, we have a merch store, which is pretty awesome. Um, yeah, I bought me a couple things off the merch store because I like it. I'll probably be wearing them when I actually get into my basement and I'm not freezing the old stones off. It's negative. Okay, the current temp right now outside is 1 degrees where I'm at. 1 degrees, but the feels like temperature is -16. So it's quite the ice bowl here. It's cold.
It's like the North Pole of the United States.
It is. I went to wash my cars last night because it's always crowded here. It gets dark at like 4:30. Went to wash my cars last night, and it was snowing as I was in the car wash, like putting it through the car wash. It's like this is. I got to
You're
get
like,
these things
what?
clean.
Well,
I have
but
white cars.
does it not just freeze as soon as you get out of the car wash?
You would think, but maybe a little. But it was like, but at that time it was like 20 something degrees, so it wasn't that bad. It was like
Okay.
20, like 19 or 20. So
I mean, that 19 degrees of difference for you that's pretty big.
yeah, but it's it is. This is pretty big. 19 degrees. I was talking to my dad on the phone today, and he said it's gonna get cold. It's gonna get in the 30s here. I said I would kill for the 30s, man. Like that's t-shirt and shorts weather at this point.
I was just about to say our lowest where I am
Okay.
is 29, but that's not
Oh,
even until tonight. And right now it's just 43.
43 degree. Oh, I would kill for that, Claire.
I
That's
know.
pretty good.
Well, we have some visitors today that I know
Yes.
everyone is so excited.
Yes, we have good friends of mine. They're friends of Work Advice for me back in the day. It's been a long time. We have Paula and Frank. And Frank, I'm so excited that you're actually on a live with us. This is amazing.
I'm not
We
entirely
scored.
sure they can hear us.
I don't. You know what? What if they didn't and they're just looking at us as if the whole time and we just talk?
What a podcast.
That would be so. It does say they joined in portrait orientation, and I may want to ask them to turn it. That's what it's telling me on my network here. So, can they hear us? That is the $1 million question.
I
Again.
think the $1 million answer is no.
Well,
But
while they're
while they figure it out,
let's you and I talk and highlight of your week, Claire.
oh man, um, I got all my Christmas shopping done.
Wow.
Yeah, I I don't know if I mentioned this in another episode because we've done a couple in the holiday months,
We
but
have.
I am that gal that like wakes up in the morning and just throws the gifts in the gift bag and then puts like some tissue paper in and throws them under the tree. Like I I'm not a planner for that
Okay.
stuff. This year, new year, new me. I was
Oh, I
like,
like that.
I am going to wrap everything. And I wrap as soon as I receive it in the mail. So everything is done.
I hear.
Oh, they got it.
Yay!
What's up? We can see both of you guys.
Right?
Yeah. We were having a riveting conversation about weather before
Oh,
you
yeah.
came on. We were talking weather. So y'all, what's your weather right now? We want to know that. We need to know what's your temp.
Right now it's like 20 something and snowing. So
Oh, 20 and snowing.
yeah, we're in
Claire,
Ohio. So
they're Ohio. Claire is Oklahoma. And what did you say yours was, Claire?
43.
43.
Mhm.
I'm Minnesota, and mine is 1. So yeah, I just
Wow.
it's cold. That's why I'm in a jacket, guys. I'm in my garage. We moved up here, and we're moving into our new house in a week. So I'm excited to not have to wear a jacket when I podcast. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that. It's exciting, guys. It is so good to have you back on. This is Claire, by the way. Last time you came on, there was no Claire and there was no video. So now we have proof that we are podcast friends.
Yeah.
Right.
right.
Well,
No,
nice to
I'm-
meet you, Claire.
Nice to meet you guys. I'm so excited. I have so many questions. So many. I cannot wait to kind of talk about you guys, your family, and I've obviously, stalked your Instagram profile. But for the people who don't know who you guys are, please introduce yourselves.
Yeah. So, like 2 years ago, or it's almost 3 now. Well, I guess a little backstory. We've always loved Disney. We started taking the girls when they were, really, really little. We've gone a couple times a year, and kind of like during when COVID started to happen, everyone was kind of getting into Reels. Reels had just started on Instagram, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just do one about missing Disney. And I did one about missing Disney, and it did well. And it's kind of like just taken off from there. But yeah, that's pretty much. We have 2 girls, Isabella and Hadley. They're 11 and 13. And yeah, we just make funny Disney humor. And then, but we also, especially in the last year, have really expanded into talking a lot about just our family and just the struggles of parenting and all of that.
You guys had a hysterical reel about if you think Disney is expensive, try taking 2 girls to Sephora. And I thought that was hysterical because I'm pretty sure I've spent more in a Sephora at one time than I have on a day at Disney. I'm convinced.
No way. No
Absolutely.
way, Claire. One, I don't even
And
know
the
what a
worst
Sephora
is
is, but there's no way.
when you're at Disney and they want to go to Disney Springs Sephora. So it's like double whammy.
Double whammy. That is
It's new to us,
wow.
right? Like our girls are just at that teenage time now, so it's new to us. It's kind of it's different for me because I am not a girl, and
Yeah.
I guess I don't understand exactly what's happening, but I just go stand in the corner and they mill around and do their thing. So
What is a Sephora again? I don't even. What is that store?
It's just like makeup. They just have like,
yeah.
well, and I mean, they have everything. They have hair, they have nails,
They have
but
hair.
it's just like a mega store for all things cosmetics, beauty.
Okay. Last time you guys were on, we talked about the prices of Disney. What is the price now? It's been about a year since we chatted. Have they gone up or gone down? Like, what's the deal?
no, so like I mean, prices don't come down, right? I'm not aware of any price increases that have been happening. We're actually so it's funny because everything that we do is extremely genuine, right? So like we missed so many content opportunities because before Paula started documenting some of these through Instagram, we did a lot of things at Disney. We were already going multiple times a year. We did a vow renewal there. We stayed at all kinds of resorts. We did all kinds of stuff we didn't get to capture. Since that's developed and we've matured, I guess, and our Instagram has taken on like a business sense to it, we've become annual pass holders. We get to go quite frequently. Like we've become kind of bad Disney people because we've kind of lost the allure of like, what's that one trip like for the year, for your lifetime or whatever. So honestly, I don't know how much it currently costs. I just know the annual passes are more expensive than they were a year before. So
You know, okay, so my dream is to be an annual pass holder. Like it's a full-on dream of mine. I go by myself. I'm a huge Disney fan. I go multiple times a year as
Wait,
well.
you go by yourself to Disney, Claire?
Absolutely.
You just got married. Make your husband go with you.
He has never been.
Oh my gosh.
And it makes me so sad.
I also love going by myself. So
It's fun.
even when we go on family trips, I will one morning, because the girls, they're older, right? They're 11 and they're 13. They've been, a few times. So like no one's eager to wake up in the morning. So I'll wake up super early. When we were out at Disneyland, I did that. I rope dropped all by myself. It was so nice. And I know people think it's crazy.
Paula, I remember last time we chatted. You went. I've noticed in the last year you did go to Disneyland because that was a question I had for you on the show, and you did not like. You were like, I don't want to fly. I don't want to fly an airplane.
I hadn't
But
flown in 20 years.
Yeah, but you flew.
I did.
Walk us through that experience that day. How many pills did you take to calm your nerves?
well,
I don't know.
so here's how it actually happened. So we were actually in Hershey, PA, filming for Hershey Park.
Okay.
And, so we were in Central PA, which is hours from where we live. And Paula got an opportunity to go to LA for something completely unrelated to Disney. And what happened was she had an opportunity. It was related to the opening of Inside Out 2.
Okay.
Something to do with the release, and it was like a Sirius XM radio thing, and it was an awesome.
I got to meet the whole cast. It was so
the whole
cool.
cast. It was an awesome.
Oh wow!
Awesome.
But it was Friday.
And on top of that, I was invited to the actual Meta headquarters out there. So Instagram's headquarters. So it was like kind of like a two things were like happening at once.
A twofer.
So yeah, so it was Friday. We were in Hershey, PA. Filming content for Hershey Park, and then what had happened was we just booked her and my oldest daughter a plane ticket to leave the next morning at like 6 a.m. So like we got home at like 9 at night. They packed. I drove them to the airport at 4 in the morning, and she just got on the plane and just did it. Didn't think about it. I don't even think there was that many pills involved, and it just happened.
I feel like I remember the story a little differently than he is.
I mean, it was obviously nerve-wracking for me, but it happened so quick that
that was like the nice part was because there was no time to think about it. And he might disagree, but I think one of the driving factors is he was like, there's no way you'll do it. And I was like, watch me. And I booked the ticket, and I remember like booking the ticket and then being like, oh my gosh, like I have to do this now. But I just kept on taking it like one step at a time. Okay, I just got to get home. I got to pack. Got to get on the plane. And then I had my 13-year-old with me who had never flown either. But she was fine.
So, okay, I have to ask, since you've never flown, I've never driven to Disney. I can't even imagine doing that in a car. How long is your drive when you go to Orlando?
So it's 14, 15 hours.
No.
So we generally break it up over 2 days, but honestly, we both feel so busy most of the time, like with work and stuff when we're home, that it kind of like whether it's like one really long day or 2 days, like I really enjoy the sitting and driving. I drive the whole time. And I don't know, it doesn't bother me. The kids don't like it as much, but I don't find it that bad. So
see, I get tired of driving, Frank. I'll pass the baton to my wife after about 4 or 5 hours, because I just get tired of driving. I would want to fall asleep. I would definitely want to fall asleep driving.
Anytime it feels like that, we just stop, right? I mean, we just stop for overnight, but it's a long time. The thing about California that a lot of people don't realize is, so like she left on Saturday. On Sunday, me and my youngest daughter got on a train in Chicago and took a cross-country train to meet them in LA.
That's amazing, though. That sounds so much fun.
Yeah.
And then we actually came home, all 4 of us on the train
Yeah.
from
From LA. To
well, not
Chicago.
LA, Anaheim to Chicago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. That-
And it was actually really fun. I mean, it's a lot. Like, but you get to see parts of the country you would never see, like going through the mountains
And the desert, and it was just awesome.
That's awesome. I love
Claire,
that.
what's the longest road trip you've ever been on?
Probably 9 hours.
Oh my gosh,
And
I don't understand that.
drove it. I mean, I drive it. That's about my limit until I have to stay the night. But I like to drive. I mean, I think it's fun, but I can tell you right now, I'm not driving 14 hours. Like, I'm just not.
Well,
So I
I
give
mean,
you
we'll do
mad
it.
props.
We've done it.
We've done it
I
for
think-
3 or 4 nights before.
Well, I think one
Mhm.
time we did it, like our most in 1 year was like 9 times.
Yeah.
It was like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
So, okay, but you have to. So, this is where my brain goes, right? I only have a certain amount of PTO, and that's 2 days for me on the way there and on the way back. So, like,
Sure.
I make myself get on the plane. I don't make myself, I enjoy it. It's fine. But like, the time is what I like. I mean, I just respect the fact that you guys like make it a whole trip. For me, whenever I go to Disney, I don't go for a very long time. I go for a couple of days, like maybe 1 or 2, and like jam pack everything in. I really, this coming year, my goal is to have like a actual week-long vacation at Disney so that I'm not rushing to get on the rides. I want to try the snacks. I want to do all the fun things.
Paula Frank, here's the deal. Claire went to Disneyland with her mom. Was it 2 months ago? Was it 2 months ago?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, and it made me exhausted just looking at her Instagram stories. Like she did so much, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, she has to be exhausted." Like, you do. You're right. You pack it in like 24 hours. That's your
I-
move.
My friend Sam, like a drill sergeant, whenever I'm at the parks, because I'm like, okay, this is our lightning lane next. Like, we're booking it. Like, let's go. And I don't give them time to rest.
That was
There's
me.
no time.
Like, I struggle still. They like to take it easier, but I still find myself like, they'll be like, okay, Paula, you're walking really fast. And I'm like, okay. But like I said, I'll just get up and then rope drop on myself, and then they can just meet me in the park when they decide to
Yeah.
join.
So, what's your favorite park at Disney World?
You can't like I feel like you can't say Magic Kingdom isn't like the best, because it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to not say
Yeah,
that.
so we
but
have different moments at all of them. I mean, there's some trips where like we don't even make it to some of the parks, but I would say our family's favorites are probably, if we're like excluding Magic Kingdom because everybody says that's their favorite, probably Epcot.
yeah.
Really?
hmm
What's your favorite thing to do in Epcot? Because
I mean,
honest,
Guardians of
that's
the
my least
Galaxy.
favorite.
Yeah, Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy is like an unreal ride, right? So that's like the best ride at all at Disney World, we think, and our kids like it, and we like it, and it's kind of a must do for us every time we go. Beyond that, the kids actually enjoy like eating around the world, especially if it's like Food and Wine or Flower and Garden Festival. They're to that age where like they pick foods they want, and it's not just about like eating as fast as we can, and they're actually enjoying it. So
And we'll try to go like to each country, and then we'll do like, okay, we're getting one thing, we're all gonna try it, and then we do like our thumbs up, thumbs down, and they enjoy that like interaction. And then they used to, which we don't do it now, but they have that little kid cot, like to where you can go to the different countries and decorate like a passport. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've ever seen that,
Mhm.
but the kids love doing that and just seeing the different shops. And
Okay, okay, I went to Epcot as a kid. We would go every year to Disney. It seemed like every year. And we go to Epcot. This is like 89, 90, 91 Epcot. So there wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy. I used to think Epcot was the most boring park. Like the day we had to go to Epcot was the boring day for me because they had the land. Do they still have the land there where you just ride and you see flowers growing?
they
Oh
do.
my gosh. Okay. As an adult, I would appreciate Epcot. Like I think now I would look forward to Epcot because I would go try different foods and do that stuff. But the land and Figment and riding in the ball, that was just like, this kind of sucks. But I
And,
do like. What'd you say, Frank?
I said, yeah, those are all still there, right? So
Oh
like,
my
those are all
gosh, it's
still
still
part
there
of it.
after 40 years.
But they've added more.
They've
Yeah,
added
well,
more.
now they've got like Guardians of the Galaxy, which would be
Yeah.
cool. But the Hollywood Studios, it was MGM Studios back in the day.
Mhm.
I don't know if I told you this, Paul and Frank, last time you're on. They have a restaurant there called the Primetime Cafe. Have y'all eaten at this restaurant?
Mhm.
We have.
Oh, Claire's eaten.
Yep.
Okay, that's where it's kind of like a low rent Dick's, right? They're kind of mean to you in there.
Yeah, like
But they
don't
don't.
put their elbows on the table.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they scold me. If I want to get scolded, I would just stay at my house and let my wife take care of that. But but I remember going in there and I ordered this meal. It was probably like $25, and I was literally almost licking the bowl. It was great food, but they don't give you a lot of portions, but they're mean to you. So I would probably go back there, but I remember I hit McDonald's up when we left. I don't know why I shared that, but I shared that story. We went to McDonald's and we we're done.
I'm pretty sure, and correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all will definitely know more than me, but I'm pretty sure at Primetime you can get a massive, like, everything but the kitchen sink sundae that has.
Wow.
Is that somewhere else?
Was it like
We
50
have
bucks?
one at Beaches and Cream, it's called, which is over at the Beach Club. There might be one there
Yes.
too,
No,
but I know
you're-
we've had it at the other one.
You're so right. It is at Beach Club. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
like this big, and then they put like disco lights on when they bring it out.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so fun. I want to
It's
do that.
so
That's
fun.
on
How
my
much
bucket
does it
list.
cost? I want to know. Is it a Disney? How much are we talking for
You know,
for
I
a Sunday?
don't remember at all, but I would guess like it was like $50 or $75 or something.
Mhm.
It wasn't like hundreds of dollars, you know.
Oh, 75 for a Sunday? Do we
It's
say
so-
Sunday?
It's
It
like
might have been.
this
But
big.
it's like it would feed like 10 people.
Oh, okay.
It was,
Okay.
There had to be entire cartons of ice cream in there and whole
Oh my
cans of whipped cream,
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
It actually is very not practical because by the time you like even start, it's like melting down into
Right, it's
itself.
just so much.
Oh my gosh.
And you have to really plan your ride day after that. Like
Well,
you can't just hop on the rock and roller coaster after that, which
Right.
RIP.
I know.
Yeah.
is it gone? Is it gone?
They're
So
doing it in Muppets.
Yeah.
They got rid of the Aerosmith for the Muppets? Wow.
And they're getting rid of Muppets Courtyard, and now that's going to be Monsters Inc. So
I am so excited about that.
yeah, I'm actually
Okay.
okay with like all of those changes. I've never really felt like Aerosmith was like. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I'm not gonna miss it like a ton. Like the
Same.
I don't know. Once you get into the ride, like the cheap signs and stuff, like I don't know. I never really thought. I think the Muppets will be more fun in there, but
That was my
It-
first actual upside down roller coaster. Was the rock
Oh,
and roller
wow.
coaster. My parents, they got married when I was 9, and they took us to Disney World. We're a blended family. So I have 2 older sisters, stepsisters. And I you get to the front of the line and you see how fast it shoots off. And I just burst into tears. I was like, I cannot do this. It is not for me. And my oldest sister at the time was 16. So she was kind of like a brooding teen. And she had been to Disney like 4 times before. This is my first time. So she pushes me in the car and I'm just weeping. And she goes, sit down. You're going to like this. And I put the thing on. I'm just crying. Why are you making me do this? And then it shoots off and I go, woo, because you can't really raise your hands up high. You just have to go, woo. I loved it. I was begging to go back and I wasn't allowed because I caused too much of a scene. So I have a nostalgic, like,
a connection.
that roller coaster means a lot to me. But I'm excited for the retheming.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think Hollywood Studios needs more stuff, right? Like you go there
Totally.
and it's like all the rides feel like their lines are very long because there's just not a ton right now. So I think like the Monsters Inc. area will be good.
Yeah.
What else are they doing? They're adding.
They're adding like a suspended roller coaster in Monsters Inc.
Yeah, the
Aren't they
doors.
doing something? Oh, the villain show there too. They're doing a villain show where the car show was.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm
like the
really-
Lightning McQueen show.
Do they still
So-
have the Tower of Terror? Is they still
Yeah.
doing
Oh,
that?
yeah.
I like that ride. That's a good ride.
Great ride.
Paul and Frank, let's get back to the ice cream thing here. we talked last time we all are on. This was big in the news, Claire. You're going to be like par for the course, Brad. You talk about this all the time. This was in the news. I brought this up to you guys about the people that were taking dumps in the line at Disney World. Remember, we talked about that.
This is par for the course.
Yeah, we talked about that. Remember, and you were like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know that," but it was news. Do you think they ate the $75 sundae and they were lactose intolerant? That could have made the news a little more sad
Right.
or happy. Claire's like, "Oh my gosh, what have I signed up for?"
No, I just at some point there were a couple of shows that we had that there was no poop humor, and I was like, wow, we did it, Brad.
We did
And then
She gave me a gold star when it was over.
So I just checked the price just while we were talking. So it's actually only $39.
Oh,
I was way off.
wait, I'd pay $40 to feed 10 people on ice cream. That's not a bad deal at
What's
all.
it serves for?
It says it serves 4. I could have been wrong on both accounts. So
That's still not bad.
honestly, it serves way more.
we
That's
didn't
like if
finish
you
it.
had
There
that.
were 4 of us. So yeah.
Okay,
That's like if it's your entree.
that's
That
not
would be
that's
poor.
not bad though. There's a Claire. There's a place at Myrtle Beach that my dad took us to, and he was like, "You got to get the milkshakes." They didn't get the milkshakes there, and the milkshakes were $18 a milkshake. So I have 4 in my family, so we paid like $70 something for milkshakes. Yeah, so I would pay 40 for 4. I would definitely split that, and then I would push my son out of the way and eat all the chocolate.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. Yeah. So, what was the Avengers Park like at Disneyland?
So we liked it. Avengers is probably like my favorite thing. Like Marvel stuff.
I got to meet Thor
so
and Loki.
so
I
when
love
we're in
that.
Florida, like you have to go to Universal to get that exposure, right? Because they're the one that has the Marvel stuff. But it was cool. You know, there was a lot of stuff that we really liked about Disneyland. It was just so
Guardians
different.
Of the Galaxy ride there is the Tower of Terror. So
Okay.
it's like in there, and I was very nervous because I get motion sick, and everyone was like, "If you get motion sick, it's going to be awful. It's going to be awful." I did not get sick at all. I actually really enjoyed the ride. We went on it a few times, so
It's awesome.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
okay, so I was there like 2 months ago, and they had a Halloween themed Guardians of the Galaxy like ride after dark. So I did the normal ride, and then I did the Halloween one. They should keep it the Halloween theme. It was awesome.
That sounds so fun.
It was
That's
so
like
cute.
bucket list is to see the Haunted Mansion overlay in Disneyland with the Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's
Like,
cool.
That's like my next, like, really want to do.
It's awesome.
Paula Frank. Okay, if I'm Disney, I'm calling you guys up. I'm like, hey, this is hypothetical. You can put a Disney anywhere in America. They're going to let you choose the location that you think would be most successful. Now, I know you would say, yeah, I would want to say, well, let's put it in North Carolina. But I don't know if it'd be successful there. Where would you choose to drop the new Disney?
You know, honestly, like I don't know how much planning went into what they did in Florida, right? I think a lot of it, obviously. But the problem with we've been in Florida a lot. So, you know, going 9 or 10 times a year, right? We tend to go a lot, enough times in January, February. I'm telling you, if you don't get to at least Orlando, you have no guarantee of nice weather, it seems. It seems like even North Florida, it stays extremely cold, right? Sometimes in the winter. And I just don't know how you can do it any further north. I mean, the only other place I could think of would be like in Arizona or something like that, because I do think the weather plays a huge part of it. Now, it doesn't always have to be 80 degrees, but it does seem like when it rains, when it's cool, like it's just not as fun because it's an outside based thing. So I don't know. It would have to be a warm climate, in my opinion. And I don't know if you're not going Orlando or south, or if you're not in Arizona, because even Southern California, you know,
Well, it already has a park.
it sometimes can get cooler even. So
What about San Antonio?
Well, it seems like Texas would be a reasonable spot too, right?
Has
A little
to
more
be,
central
right?
US, it
They
seems
got
like it would be a
SeaWorld.
pretty reasonable spot. I think the problem is, so I actually think somehow this came up last time, but I had learned in college one time that where we live is a pretty industrial manufacturing transportation hub type area when it comes to like business. And I had learned in college that like 80% of the United States population is within like an 8 hour drive of effectively Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Think of it that way, or Cleveland, Ohio. Really either of those, because you pick up Chicago, you pick up New York, you almost get to Boston, you get down through DC, Baltimore, there's all these major cities. So I think the fear would be is there's just not enough people past Chicago until you hit the coast of California to take a park anywhere other than on one of the coasts, because it's quite a trip for people to get to the center of the United States. So
I agree.
I would not be shocked. This is just me praying, hoping, putting this out in the universe that Disney would put some sort of park in Texas. And I'll tell you why. Because Universal is putting a park in Frisco, Texas.
They are?
And it's north of Dallas. And first off, sorry for any listeners that live in Frisco, but they do not have the infrastructure for it. The traffic is going to be horrible. The Dallas Cowboys practice field is out there. The PGA golf course is out there. It's just so busy. So my suggestion would be to put one in Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh. I knew you would pick where you live, Claire.
I mean, but I could see them putting one in Texas. I mean, there's enough draw. There's so many major airports. So like you could get there.
Texas has the worst airport that I ever fly into is Dallas. I hate that airport. I hate it. It's a terrible airport. But I could see Texas having a Disney World because they got a Sea World and now they have a Universal. So, and your husband's one of the Disney heirs, so just tell him he needs to do that.
What? My husband?
I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I was joking. I said your husband's a Disney. You're Claire
I
Disney.
wish.
Yeah, that would, oh my gosh, we'd all be doing something different.
Yeah.
Paula, Frank. So, have they instituted my plan of not charging to park? I still think that's the win, Frank. I still think if you just incorporate it into the price of the ticket, add an extra $5, you're going to make way more money than charging me $50 to park my car.
They
So,
did with the hotel,
I think
right?
with the hotel. So I think for a short time there was a parking fee if you're staying at the hotels that got brought in.
Ooh.
I think that has since gone away. And remember, if you're an annual pass holder, if you are staying at one of the resort hotels, you're parking for free anyways. We're big fans of the on-location transportation around Disney World. So like whether it's the buses, the monorail, the Skyliner, we like taking that. We don't like driving our car to the parks necessarily, because even if you aren't paying to park, it's still parking, walking through a parking lot. There's a lot to it, right? Especially with kids and stuff,
Especially Magic Kingdom.
and especially Magic Kingdom, because you have to get on the monorail at the Ticket and Transportation Center or the ferry boat. So, yeah.
So,
So no.
So I guess,
you need to.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to pay for you to park, Brad.
Claire,
Don't
you're
mess
not.
with my ticket pricing.
But but you're paying your ticket to then pay to park probably
I
at
don't
some
drive.
point.
So you park at sporting events when you buy a ticket to go there too, though. So like,
But not that much. I don't feel like you're paying that much. Are you to park? I
I
might
don't know what
pay.
the parking is at Disney. I think it's probably like $20 or $25. Which I don't know. I mean, yes, it is obviously a cost that adds into your trip. But there's, I guess you can ride there.
I mean, just stay at a partner hotel that has
Or
transportation too.
Go to Disney Springs, park your car for free,
True that.
and then take the bus.
Yeah.
Disney Springs.
But you hit the bus to a hotel.
Yeah, you
and
can't
then
bus to the park from Disney Springs. So that was
Yes.
horrible
Yeah.
advice. Don't listen
You-
to that.
You have to act like a hotel guest. You just walk around
Yes.
like you own the place, and they don't ask you questions.
What's your? I might have asked you this last time, but what's the ride you just don't? If you don't ride it, you're cool. Like I don't need to ride that ride again. What's the one and done for you?
Are we talking about like real rides or like because like teacups like
Anything that's
Real
we
rides,
don't-
yeah, because you're probably not going to hop on the teacups every time you go to Disney. But like, what's a real ride that you're like, I can do without it.
There's been a lot of times where like I haven't gotten to go on, say, like a test track or something like that, because it's a good ride, don't get me wrong, but maybe if my youngest didn't want to go and Paula and our oldest daughter went, like and it would not bother me to not do a lot of those rides. Maybe like Expedition Everest. That one always makes me a little bit nauseous somehow.
Yeah. I think Remy's for me. Like I was very disappointed. I get really motion sick in there, and I don't know. That's probably mine. Like I'm like, I was so pumped for it, and then it keeps making me sick. So, oh
What
no,
about you?
Flight of Passage too. Like everyone, I know everyone loves it.
Which ride is that? Where's that at?
That's
Animal
in the Animal
Kingdom.
Kingdom. It's the
Animal Kingdom. Okay, that's not the Avatar ride, right? Is that the
It is
Avatar
the
ride?
Avatar
It
ride.
is
It's not good. It's
Well,
okay.
It's amazing.
It's amazing ride. It is
amazing.
prone to motion sickness though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like rides where I get sick when I'm like I want a chunk when I get off of them. I don't want those.
So, with that, I always just say like make sure you watch the focal point. Like if you look off and then you have to try to find it again, that's how you get like motion sickness because it's you have like 3D glasses. That is by far my favorite ride ever.
Ever.
Ever. I love it.
Wow.
It makes me cry.
Have you ridden the new Guardians of the Galaxy at Walt Disney World?
I haven't. I
Okay.
haven't been to Epcot since they even opened it.
That will
So-
be your new favorite ride. I promise you.
You know what? I'm gonna be hopeful, but I just love Flight of Passage. It's so good. It's so beautiful. It's so pretty. But
My
My-
biggest thing that I'm jealous of is the people that have never ridden Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time because
That's me.
I'm
You're
jealous of
jealous.
you guys.
Oh
I'm
my
jealous of you guys
gosh.
because the first time you ride it is amazing and you have to ride it in row 9, right?
Row 9. Wow. Okay.
why is that?
You can't. It's just the best.
Just
and
what you
it's
got to
like,
do. If you really if we talk much about it, it kind of messes up the whole ride. I would just ride it and ride in row 9 if you get the opportunity to, and then see how it goes.
And you can ask, like, when you get to the end of the line, they have like a little section they actually built in the queue that you can go over and like wait on the side to get to row 9.
Is it kind of like the Back to the Future ride at Universal
No.
or
Are you talking about Flight of Passage or Guardians of the Galaxy?
Guardians of the Galaxy? Is it kind of like Back to the Future?
The thing that is really awesome about Guardians of the Galaxy is it's pretty much unlike nothing you've ever ridden. The only thing that I would say is even remotely close, in my opinion, to feeling would be the Escape from Gringotts over at Universal Studios.
Oh, great
Oh,
ride.
okay.
So, it's the only thing that's even close to the same thing.
The first time I rode Back to the Future, I felt like I was the only one. We were the only family in the DeLorean in there. I think they must have put us in the right row. But then another time I rode it, you could see the other cars, and it kind of takes you out. You're like, oh, well, we can just see the cars moving around. So that's what I was asking. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's gone now too. Back to the
Oh.
Future isn't there anymore.
Yeah,
it's
it was
now
Simpsons.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
And
I haven't read The Simpsons. Is it
yeah.
good?
No.
It's not good. I think I
Oh,
saw an
maybe.
article or something online that said The Simpsons have been there longer than Back to the Future was actually there,
Really?
which is crazy at this point. Yeah, my dad's in the chat. What is your favorite ride at Disney? He's been plenty of times. He'll have a ride. Mine, I'm gonna say Carousel of Progress. I like the Carousel of Progress. Claire, you looking at me like I'm an old man for saying that?
No, I don't. I don't think you're an old man. I will say the Carousel of Progress is a really great ride to ride when you need to get off your feet because the line
That's
is
why I
always
like it.
short and it
Yeah.
takes a while to get through.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. And they kind of made that movie this year, right? It's called Here with Tom Hanks. It's kind of like the Carousel of Progress, right? You just look at the same house the whole movie. I'm pretty sure that's what it's like. And you see different families come through this house from like dinosaur times to now. So, yeah, it's kind of like my dad must have fell asleep. He's not responding anymore.
I like the
Oh.
dinosaur times.
Oh, his is Carousel of Progress also. He says, I'm with you. I love it. I was thinking he was going to say Hall of Presidents, Frank and Paula. That's what I was
That-
thinking he was going to say.
That's my dad's favorite attraction.
Oh, he just said it. I knew it was coming. It's his Hall of Presidents.
We got to
Every
do that
time my
one
dad-
time.
Yeah.
Kids don't let us do it anymore. So
Oh my gosh.
Every time my dad would be like, let's do the Hall of Presidents. And me and my sisters, just why? I mean,
Have you watched the show in the America Pavilion
like in
Yeah.
Epcot.
in Epcot? That show is wild.
it's, well,
Like
yeah.
they're talking about like one soldier left, the other one died, and like I'm like, we've seen it like one time, and I was shocked. I had no idea what to expect. Like
Yeah.
there were so many animatronics. I was thinking it was going to be more of like, the Canada
Like a
show,
movie show.
or like
Yeah.
it was like intense. It's kind
It
of
was like 40 minutes long too, I think. So
That's exactly what I was going to say. It was so long. Like, I remember being starving whenever we saw it. And I was like, we got to get out of here. This is tough. So, and yeah. But wait, Brad, you asked a question earlier about what's the ride that you would do. And it's like, yeah, you don't have to. I have a
Yeah.
hot take on this.
What is it?
Not as hot of a take as Flight of Passage.
Is it
though.
Space Mountain?
That was spicy. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Way overhyped.
Okay. There's always a line there, right? There's always a line.
Yeah, and I think the best part is at the end when you see the dwarves doing hi ho. Like
Paula Frank, I'm glad you brought that up, Claire. There's a lot of controversy about the new Snow White movie. And I don't know if we talked, there was controversy last year when you were on, but now the movie's finally going to be coming out. Have you seen the preview for this new movie? The Snow White.
actually have not.
So
Like-
we're very like, we're not always up with the times. We've not seen it, and I guess I've read some news articles about controversy here or there, but it's not something we were really up to speed on.
It doesn't look bad because it makes me think of Snow White back in the day. So MTD wants to know, are the country bears still there?
Yes, but they redid the show,
Yeah.
and
What are they? Yep.
I thought I was gonna hate it, and I actually loved it. I think
Yeah.
they did a good job of like keeping it around, but making it like relevant for everyone.
It's based on like country music now, and I think a bunch of current
Pop music.
or pop music.
Oh my gosh, are they singing like Bieber and Taylor Swift now?
Yes. Like
What?
But a bunch of people in Nashville is who recorded the music. They hired a bunch of country artists to record.
Oh,
it. So
okay.
it's still like country music, but it's a lot of it's Disney IP songs. Like it's the song from Aladdin and the one from Little Mermaid, but it's still sung by the Bears with like a country twist. Like it is entertaining. I guess I don't remember exactly what it was like before because it's not like we watched it an abundance of times. But I know it was a big deal when they recorded it, and there was a lot of artists that they used.
it was wild before.
Wow.
The things that they said, I was like, oh my gosh.
That's
Did-
my mom's favorite. Is the Country Bears.
Okay.
Didn't they sing "Song of the South" in the? I think that was that a
I think that was what Splash Mountain was themed after. So.
Yeah.
Jacob in the chat says "Gangster Bears." That would be kind of cool. Gangster Bears. The Gangster Bear Jamboree, and Jacob, I like the Gangster Bears. They could turn their hats to the side, have a lot of jewelry, and do some rapping. You know what I mean? Drop a few F-bombs while they're at it, and just really freak the kids out. I'm gonna segue. We like to play some games here at Frank and Paula on Work Advice, and we have a game. It's you two versus Claire. Now, y'all are the Disney fans on the show right now. And I'm trusting that you know your Disney movies. I'm sure you do. You've seen Disney movies. Frank, I know you're an Avenger guy. You like the Avengers, right?
Sure.
Okay, so the way this game works, I'm going to read a description, and you have to tell me what movie it is. They're all Disney movies, so there's no Avengers, nothing like that in here. All Disney. Really narrowed it down. Paula Frank, you get first dibs on this game. Are you ready? We're about to find out your movie knowledge.
You're about to ruin our street creds.
Okay, sorry. Okay, first one. I'm gonna start out with an easy one. A young maiden in a land called Andalasia, who is prepared to be wed, is sent away to New York City by the evil queen, where she falls in love with a lawyer.
Is it called Enchanted? Is that what it's called?
Yes, you got that. 1 point. Good job. Claire, I don't think you're going to get this one.
I love that movie, by the way.
It's
This
so
is-
cute. Did you see the second one?
Yeah, I just watched him again last week.
Oh
I
my
love those
gosh.
movies.
I don't think Claire's going to get this one, Frank and Paula. Track coach Steve, it's an older one, Claire. It's way before your birth.
Great.
Track coach Steve Walker accidentally invokes the spirit of notorious pirate Captain Blackbeard, who was believed dead. He must now lay the pirate to rest and save a local hotel from mobster Silky Seymour, who wants to build a casino.
What?
I mean, this is pretty easy. I pretty much gave you the title in the description. Frank and Paula can steal this one if they want to. Do you know this one?
Me?
Yeah.
Either one. Do y'all know this one?
A track coach and a pirate and a casino. No.
Yes.
Brad, no, I don't know. I
Oh
don't know.
I grew up watching this movie as a kid all the time. Do you want to take a guess, Frank and Paula, on this movie?
I have absolutely no idea.
Blackbeard's Ghost.
I've never even heard of that.
Me
What? It's a Disney clamshell. Okay.
That'll be our homework.
Okay, Frank and Paula, you're gonna get this one. Basil, the rodent Sherlock Holmes, investigates the kidnapping of a toy maker and uncovers its link to his arch enemy, Professor Ratigan, the great. Well, I'm not. I about read the title.
Right, the Great Mouse Detective.
Yes, you got it. I gave you that one. Claire, this one. When Max makes a preposterous promise to a girl he has a crush on, his chances of fulfilling it seem hopeless when he is dragged into a cross-country trip with his embarrassing father. My kid's name is Max, and I feel like he could write this description.
RV.
Oh my gosh, Claire.
Ooh, I'll let you know.
Wait.
This one already.
Y'all can steal it. Y'all can steal
I
it if
don't know
Claire.
that.
Okay, what is it, Frank and Paula?
It's the Goofy movie, right?
Yes, it's a Goofy movie.
Oh, maybe another hot take. I did not like the Goofy movie.
I like Goofy. He's my favorite.
The cartoons scared me when I was little. They were
Okay.
like the really big one, you know? Oof.
Oh yeah.
So
big-
Frank and Paula, y'all have two. Claire has zilch.
Yeah.
And it's your turn, Frank and Paula. This is a pretty easy one. A man raised in the jungle by apes falls in love with a wealthy American heiress.
Why can't I think of his name?
Oh, come on. You got to get this one.
Tarzan, right? I'm like, what?
No, it's not Tarzan. No. I'll give you one more guess. I'm giving you one more. It's not Tarzan. In the chat, do y'all know what it is?
Is it George of the Jungle then?
Yes.
Oh.
George of the Jungle. Okay, couple more and we're done. Claire, I'm going to give you a chance here. I believe
Yeah,
in you.
you're
I
giving
think
me some real obscure.
you're going to get this one, Claire. A college professor invents an anti-gravity substance which a corrupt businessman wants for himself.
Flubber?
I'm going to give you that one, but it's the absent-minded professor. But I'm going to give you
Like,
Flubber.
Brad, you're definitely going to get this. People haven't even heard of that movie.
They've
I
heard of
just thought
Flubber.
it's Flubber too. I thought that was the name of it.
I'm giving you Flubber.
Wait, is that not? Wait. Are
No,
they
you're
the
right.
same movie?
Yeah, it's basically a remake. Frank and Paula. This is your last question here. And then we'll give Claire one. Okay. Tess and her daughter Anna do not get along. However, things take a turn when in a freak incident they switch bodies and are forced to live each other's lives.
Freaky Friday.
Boom. Claire, here's it. This is your moment right now. You're gonna lose. You've already lost, but this is your moment.
I always lose these games.
I'm gonna give you a hint. Should I tell you who stars in this movie? I'm gonna read
No,
it.
No,
Okay.
no. If I need to phone a friend, then you can tell me.
Okay. A teenage girl is convinced that her home city revolves around her until her family packs up and moves to the suburbs, where she finds herself competing for attention.
Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen?
Oh my gosh, you got it, Claire. Yes, you ended with a Frank and Paula, I did not think that she would
I
get
was
that
gonna
one.
say Inside Out.
And my last one, this is the last one I had in mind. This is an orphaned dinosaur raised by lemurs joins an arduous trek to a sanctuary after a meteorite shower destroys his family home.
What's that? Is it The Good Dinosaur?
I was gonna say Land Before Time, but
You're close. Y'all are close. I'm going to give it to y'all. It's Dinosaur. Just Dinosaur.
Oh.
From the year 2000. It's a long time ago. We're talking almost 25 years old.
wow.
Yeah. Claire, I gave you some from the 60s. I did that. I just wanted to test your
Yeah.
Disney knowledge. You like the Disney flex, so I wanted to like humble you a little bit.
I mean, I feel very humbled, but I am glad I got Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen.
Yeah, I figured you would get that. Were you a teenage drama queen?
No,
Uh,
I was a really easy kid.
I find that hard to believe. She was a beauty pageant contestant. I feel like y'all have a little like, I'm in the beauty pageant world, right?
No. You know, the thing is, no one really cares about pageantry unless you're in it. So I
Oh,
couldn't
true.
be like, oh, I'm in this, because people would be like, great.
Who cares? Yeah.
No one else really cared.
Okay. One more thing we do, Frank and Paula, on the show is we have news, and Claire has a news story that we all are going to hear and talk about. What you got for us today, Claire?
Okay, so I mean, I'm sure we don't all live under a rock, right?
I just moved out.
Yeah, you're in the garage now, not a rock.
I'm in a garage. Yeah.
So I saw this news article today that I thought was absolutely, well, it's kind of sad, but also hysterical. Luigi Mangione, the guy that is accused of murdering the United Healthcare CEO, was caught at a McDonald's. And it was because of a McDonald's employee that they caught this guy. And people are very up in arms about it. And now on that McDonald's Yelp page, people have commented over and over. And now the comment section is shut down because people were using AI rat pictures of rats in McDonald's. I think it's hysterical. I guess I'm not really explaining it very well, but
Okay, so people were taking the time to AI generate rats. Those are like Muppet
In-
rats. That looks like what's the rat in the Muppets? That's in is it Rizzy? No, is it Rizzo? Rizzo the rat.
Right,
Rizzo. It looks like Rizzo the rat. That's what it looks like.
And I mean, I cannot believe that people have like taken the time to do something like that, and B, I don't care where anyone stands on this, but I think justice does need to be served. Like, that should have never happened. But calling the guy that turned the bad guy in a rat and then making the rats wear McDonald's stuff, I just can't. I can't.
I got into this discussion with my dad earlier today, and we were talking about how this is weird, and all these girls are calling this guy hot, and it's odd to me because he's murder. And I told my dad, I said, "Hey, man, if I ever commit crimes, I hope my description is, wow, he was a hot guy. I didn't think that was going to happen. He's too good looking to be doing this." That's what I want to hear. At least
that's
from my
what
wife.
happens if you're Ted Bundy, Brad. You don't want that.
No, I don't want that. I don't want to be in Luigi's shoes right now.
No.
But it's weird that we find these killers hot. I don't understand it. Like the killer that Charlize Theron played, Monster. She wasn't pretty. She's not pretty. She's not pretty. She's just,
Wait, that's yet another movie I have not watched.
Yeah, so yet another one. Claire, that was a weird news story. I gotta
I
say.
know.
Can we go on the Yelp? We can't see the rats anymore on the Yelp, right?
I can't see him anymore. But I will say AI is extremely creative. Like,
It's scary, like
it
what
is
people can do online and how wide and fast it spreads.
it is wild. I use AI sometimes to run like equations or to help me write an email where you ever have to write those emails that it's a per my last email. You need to be nice, but you also want to kind of stick it to them. I always run those emails through ChatGPT to make sure that I sound stern yet professional.
Are you a Karen? Are you a Karen, Claire?
No, I'm just right.
Oh. So last night, glimpsed into my house. I came in after washing the cars in the snow, and my wife and son were not speaking. And I said, "What's going on? We're not talking right now." They both thought they were right in this game they were playing, so they refused to speak to each other, and I had to try to mediate it. That's my wife always thinks she's right, and my son was like, "Mom thinks she's right all the time, but she's not right." And yeah, she was definitely right, and my son was wrong. So I give it to her.
We can't really play games together very much.
Now, for whatever reason, board games, card games, it's kind of our downfall. It never ends well, and either Paula loses and she gets mad, or she cheats and I get mad. It's like one of the two times.
Oh my gosh!
Wait, okay, I have to tell you one game. Speaking of games, one game that all of y'all need to start playing is Mahjong. It's the best game in the world.
On your
We used to
phone?
play dominoes a lot.
You would love it then.
Okay.
It is
I
so
didn't
good.
do that.
Anyway, I just had to throw it out there.
Well,
I was in a tournament last night.
oh my gosh! On your phone? You're doing this in like chat rooms and stuff?
No, I played I have in an actual tournament with Ty.
Oh.
with
Oh,
people in
wow,
the
you're-
whole room.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh!
Yeah, it's the best game ever.
It sounds like you guys really do need a Disney park in Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's a good one for you.
That's gonna be the pitch that I have. Yeah, that's
No more
yeah,
mahjong.
the best thing that we have is mahjong.
Oh my gosh, Frank and Paul, what you got going on that you can share with us and the listeners?
So we got some pretty cool stuff coming up. So we actually we can't really talk about what's going to happen with it yet, but we actually last month filmed a commercial so it was like a set of like commercials. So for a state's tourism board that are going to be, we're not exactly sure where they're going to go. It could be billboards, it could be in airports, it could be on TV, it could be on Instagram, it could be on YouTube, it could be on Disney Plus. We have no idea. We spent 2 days filming with the crew, and it was a really cool experience, and so that's coming up.
The
So,
kids were in it. My parents were in it. It was like a multi-generational commercial.
yeah,
So
so it was.
Did
it was
y'all
a
get
lot of fun.
speaking? Did y'all get speaking lines in this
No,
commercial?
so it's very much based on it was activity based. So like we went there and stayed with a film crew for 2 days and walked around like we were like the Real Housewives or something. It's like we would just be like doing activities and they would just be filming us.
there was like drones and GoPros and cameras.
people with
Okay.
cameras and all kinds of stuff.
And it was like fishing and boating and
all-
beach and
$50.
Okay, without telling us the state, I don't want you to tell me the state. Give us a hint so I can then think in my mind what state you're talking about. Because I know there's been some states I've seen cool commercials. Michigan has cool state commercials. And I'm getting Michigan vibes because they have beaches in Michigan. Tim Allen narrates it. What is a hint that we can get from you without telling us? And you don't have to-
We did it in November. The water was cold, but we were able to get in it still.
Oh, that wouldn't be Michigan, Claire. It'd be way
It was
too
not
cold.
Michigan, I'll tell you that. It was really cool. And when they
Please say
come out,
Minnesota.
we're allowed to talk about it
right.
then.
It was a state we go to often, but we had never been to this area.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was cool.
Okay. Claire, I think I know what they're. Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be them walking around like a beach and with Mickey ears. It's got to be something like that. But all in all, when this drops, are we gonna be able to see this? Because I want to see you guys in a commercial, so I can then look at my wife and say, "There's Frank and Paula." I want to do that.
Yeah, I think so. I think once it goes, I'm under the impression we're gonna know when it's airing. Probably not till February or March though. It is when that's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of production that goes into this kind of stuff. It's funny because we run a pretty unsophisticated operation. When Paula films videos, it generally gets filmed, edited, posted, probably within an hour most times. And this was a much more significant thing. She had to learn how to use stuff on the computer, and it was just a lot different for us. And then we're going on the new Disney cruise ship next month.
You're
Oh.
going
Yes. The treasure.
On the treasure.
Treasure.
We've already-
Yeah.
yeah. So
I can't wait to see content.
And I haven't been watching because like everyone and their brother is on there right now. And I've been like trying to not, cause I want to experience it for the first time in person. Like I don't want to watch somebody else do it. I want to do it. So
we have that coming up.
I know people that's going on the Disney Wish and they really like it. So it sounds like a blast. Frank and Paula, we are so appreciative. You are always welcome to come back on the show and talk Disney. Give us some Disney updates. We love it. Claire enjoys the Disney updates.
Y'all really are practically perfect in every way. Thank you guys so
Thank you.
much.
We love
Appreciate it.
coming
Thank you.
on, and if you're planning a trip, let us know, and we can chat about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or meet me down there.
Right?
Oh,
I'd
we
love
should
that.
we should all take our families together one time to Disney. That would be amazing. And get chaperoned by those two.
You got like a 10 out of 12 month chance that we'll probably be there. So
I love it. I love it.
Oh, I love it. Y'all are my favorite Disney friends. No offense, Claire. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time. Thank you guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
y'all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I am so jealous.
Yeah, they live the dream. They go to Disney all the time.
Oh my gosh. If I could switch places, I would.
I don't want you to switch places because then I don't have you as a co-host, Claire.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I need you as a co-host. Somebody's got to keep my poop humor in line on here.
Oh my goodness. We were on such a great streak of not talking about it too. But man,
It's back.
It's
MTD brings it back. He just brings it back. He's like, gotta have some poop humor in here. And I love that my dad's favorite rides. We are Carousel of Progress, Hall of Presidents, and what was his other one? Country Bear Jamboree. All these require sitting, which
I like how your dad just asked, do they work?
Yes. Frank is an accountant, if I remember right, and she is full-time Instagram influencer.
Yeah.
I was getting Michigan vibes on the state, Claire. I was like, but then I was like, why would they take these two to Michigan when they go to Disney constantly?
Yeah. I mean, you have to know your audience, right? So it's gotta be Florida.
It's got to be Florida. I don't know why they couldn't just say Florida. I mean, I guess they just can't. I guess there's a lot of people wanting to know
NDAs.
NDA get pulled from the Florida commercial, and then we
Yeah.
can't brag that we know them. That's
Yep.
the thing. That's the
Mhm.
move. We got to be able to tell. You got to be able to look at your husband and go, "That's Frank and Paula." Although
know them.
I would like to meet Frank and Paula in the flesh at Disney. I feel like they could give me the ultimate Disney experience.
Yep. I think so too. I want to go.
Yeah. So let's work advice trip, fan trip to Disney with Frank and Paula and their two girls.
Love
Let's do it.
We should do it.
And all their
Plan it.
fans. Where are they from? MTD's asking these questions now. MTD, they were on the show a year ago. They're from Ohio, but I think they said that in the previous episode. Ohio.
We said it today too.
They said it today, Ohio. Yes.
Yeah.
They're in Ohio. Anyway, Claire, it's about that time for me to go see my family now. We've had another great show. Another great show.
Mm-hmm.
On to the next one, Claire. We have some people lined up. I don't want to tease. I'm going to tease the crowd real quick, the listeners. We have a ventriloquist, which I'm so excited about. So yeah, we'll have her come on. The Ohio. Yeah. They're so Ohio. We should have told them that that's like a derogatory term my son uses in our house. Like, Mom, you're so Ohio. That's a bad word. You don't say that anymore. Like, Ohio is supposed to be bad. Yeah. Anyway, Claire, it's always great. For Claire, my name is Brad. We will see you next time on Work Advice for Me. I might want to stop it.
I was like,
I was having a brain. I was like, it's so cold.